Troops awakening, Yah will fill my ancient signals, one within the universe and universe is inside of me. Now I want to talk about this illusion character that, millions of people still into a spell. They're basically into it. And, and there's other characters out there, not just this individual, but I want to talk about this Christ character, this Jesus character. I want to break it down, what I think and the subliminal messages that some probably didn't get it, when it comes to that, all right, you had, they talked about the 3 days and 3 nights. Okay, we all know that the shadows that runs the religious system and the banking system and the society groups, they go by, the numbers, which they're symbols. And I said that the symbols can shapeshift into numbers. Okay, we got 3, and they talk about the 12 disciples. And, some of y'all didn't get that. Y'all was too busy thinking it was basically a story about a man and his journey and, other things and stuff. So, when they said he got crucified, they was basically talking about, certain realms and certain worlds. When they was talking about, he got crucified. He didn't get crucified because the story didn't exist. All right. So when, they said they put him on the cross, and before I really get into this, I always said, and I used to say this when I was young, I used to question a lot of things. And, if this individual, this illusion character really existed, then, saying, oh, he died for, our sins or whatever, this mess that they created, then how come the world is still messed up? This illusion character, they said that, well, y'all saying that because the negative shadows put that out there, basically got the Muppets programming y'all. You know how y'all say that this character got crucified and they put the crown and with the thorns inside of the head, and inside of his head, the crown on top of his head, beat him, crucified him, nailed him to the cross, and 2 individuals was next to them. There go that number 3 again. And, then the 3 days and 3 nights mess, technically that equals out to 6. Like I said, the numbers basically can shapeshift, and they get that off of the ship that y'all can't see. Okay, they created day and night in this illusion, and like I said so many times, everything is inside of us. But I'm gonna really break it down. Okay. When he got crucified, they basically talking about the sun, the energy, basically stealing our DNA and creating this illusion. And the crown that was on this illusion character's head with the thorns and all of that stuff and blood and stuff like that, You know, how they beat him up, you know, they said he was a bloody mess and all of that stuff. That's the rings of Saturn, you know, around us. And, you know, we're in this illusion, the rings of Saturn. We eat the food, we drink it, we wear the spells, we in this illusion. Like, you know, the corporations, you know, rings of Saturn, Nike, Ford, Arby's, different, you know, corporations. Just put that out there. And you know how they said, well, y'all say he got nailed on a cross. Y'all say that he got nailed on a cross. They talking about communicating with the poles. Look at the telephone poles, or, you know, back in the day. You know, you have, you know, the power lines and different things. They talking about communicating because our energy is trapped in this illusion. And, you know, when it comes to the nails in the cross, you know how they said, well, y'all say that the nails in the feet and the hands, basically, you're a chip. And they giving subliminal messages, because when you come out that portal, with the first thing that they do, they put your feet on a piece of paper, the birth certificate. That's what they do. And you know, the physical feminine energy, you know, you're all tricked into doing that, signing over, you know, your star, your love. You say you're basically giving it to these individuals, these negative forces, you know, and then you take on these names that got spells behind it. You name them, and it's not your name. This is not our name. You know, I don't claim these names and titles. So basically, you know, that's what they're talking about. So, you know, we all chipped, but you can deactivate it once you connect with your higher self, like get in tune. You can break these spells once you disconnect from the illusion, the machine. You know, like we are in the machine, and that's basically what they were talking about. And you know, the zodiac signs and different things and stuff. So when it comes to, you know, this so-called character getting sacrificed, how could I put this so y'all can understand? When it comes to that, they stole our DNA and sacrificing the sun in us. Like I said, you spell the sun backwards, and it's in us. Like I said, y'all remember I did a video saying certain words, you know, you gotta watch what you say, because what we speak, you know, you cast spells every day. It depends how you use it. That's why I laugh at these holy rollers. Say, you can't say this, you can't say that. That's comedy to me. Okay? But, you know, we're the sun. And majority of us, we got disconnected. You know, the further we got into the illusion, we got disconnected from the true energy ship. You know, just like, say if you driving and or you got your satellite radio, sometimes it go out of range, and that's with us. And so the negative forces, shadows, or whatever that's controlling this system, they know how to use the energy against y'all. Y'all talking about the higher power or thank God and all of this mess. And that's nothing but an illusion. You know, how y'all say he woke me up, this and that. Y'all giving credit to illusion and casting the spell on yourself. And some of y'all don't see that. You know, you don't see it at all. And like I said, you're setting your energy back. You know, when it comes to the three individuals that was so-called on the cross, that basically was talking about, you know, cloning. You know, cloning and giving birth to the illusion. You got the physical, feminine energy body. And then you got the reptile. And then you got the clone. But they stole the DNA and disconnected the physical body away from the energy ship. You know, and separated us, confused a lot of stuff, you know, in certain realms. You know, some are clone. Some of us are clone in other realms. And sometimes we can feel certain things because when you give your blood and stuff, you know, you don't know what they're doing with it. You know, and they create, you know, lower realms. But there's many realms, but the individuals only can survive on lower ones. But once you get higher, they can't do anything to you. But you set yourself up. But you know, that's basically what they was talking about. And they use the DNA to create certain things. And then they mix, like, you know, the reptilians with the clones. And certain DNAs can't match with other beings. So they sacrifice them and use their energy and get a certain chemical from them. And create other things with the chemical in the DNA through the machines and other things. You know, some of y'all got reptilian or the insect blood in you, or different types of stuff inside of you. You know, and some of y'all are connected with negative things, some connected to positive, and some are just connected to the balance. Some are balanced. My apologies, y'all. You know, so there's a lot of things that's going on. You know, these celebrities and stuff, they basically stole y'all's DNA. Some of them were created out of a lab. They transferred some of y'all's conscious into, you know, their so-called illusion creation. You know, y'all say synthetic, whatever. And, you know, certain lower realms are trying to catch up. You know, they're trying to catch up. And that's the reason why they coming out with these gadgets and stuff like that. Like, and these sex dolls and stuff like that. Y'all think it's just, them trying to make money off of it, was just no such thing. Because like I said, they don't use it. They use the coins and different other things that y'all can't see. But I see what's going on. They merging y'all subconscious with the computers and dumbing you down on so many different levels. They don't want you to know this information. And what's messed up? And I don't mean to get off topic, but if one of these celebrities, and I said this before, and it doesn't matter what shade, because a lot of y'all getting y'all's feelings about the shade and, all of that mess. But anyway, if one of them was to tell y'all what I'm telling you, y'all would praise them and worship them. Because y'all think they got illusion money. The money doesn't exist. This illusion money doesn't make them. They can't even control their own frequency. They can't control their self. But y'all worship them and y'all give y'all's energy to them. Just like these fake, phony preachers. Taking on something that they don't even know nothing about. Some of them know just a little bit. But they don't know, who's running what. And these conscious Muppets and celebrities and athletes. Y'all worship them, and one of them was to come out and tell y'all what I'm telling y'all. And they're programmed to tell y'all just a little bit to get y'all on the side. And some say, oh, they're awake and all of that crazy mess. Like I said, I'm asleep in this illusion. But y'all will praise them and saying they're exposing the government, and nobody's not exposing anything. They put this in your face. They put this in your face. And a lot of y'all thinking that, a lot of them, and it's like y'all, some of y'all, I'm not going to say all of y'all, because that's not fair. That's not fair. Like some of y'all, are confused. And you're behind. You're still stuck on this government and all of that stuff. They're not running nothing. It's basically, y'all earthlings. Y'all destroying each other. Because, like I said, you was programmed. It's up to you to break the spell, and some of y'all can't break the spell. I know I got off topic, but I had to put that out there. But, when it comes to, I'm talking about the number threes and stuff, they talking about giving, using y'all's DNA in other realms. And, sacrificing. There ain't no such thing as, this illusion character getting sacrificed. Our energy, our sun inside of us, that was being sacrificed. How they say prison, spell that backwards. What do you get? Rest in peace, son. Take out the O, but they put the O instead of the U to confuse y'all. Just like, the Christ, the Son, the S-O-N, but it's supposed to be S-U-N. They put that O. See, that O, that's, to me, when you see a lot of O's and zeros, I think that's the rings of Saturn. That's just me. They use your DNA and create other things. create other things in a lab. You know, that's how come y'all think they got the military? The military basically protecting the creation and their illusion. The military, they're not for y'all. The hospitals, they're not for y'all. The doctors, they're not for y'all. So when it comes to this illusion, you just got to be aware. You know, like if I was to leave off of this world, you know, I know what's going on. I know what to connect with. And some of y'all don't. Because ever since you come out that portal, you know, you was taught this. You had to pledge to this. You had to connect with religion, the skull that y'all call school, but I call it skull. You had to connect with this illusion skull. Then you had to hear this religion mess. You know, like I said, they know, some of them know just a little bit of the truth, but they don't see what's going on with the negative shadows. Certain individuals got high rank, and they connect with that. And then you got the lower negative energy. You got that. And that's basically y'all earthlings. Our energy basically got trapped into bones, flesh. You know, our energy, and I said so many times that there's no such thing as death. I said this so many times because we are sounds and vibrations. If, you know, we move on to other realms or other dimensions, our sounds and vibrations still carry. You know, if I leave off of this realm, my video, y'all will still feel my energy and my frequency. Or if you put your voice inside of a machine, this voicemail, the energy is trapped. How come? And some of y'all don't get these movies, like, you know, for like example, and I don't mean to put this in there, but like Ghostbusters, when y'all thinking they was catching ghosts, no, they was using, you know, machines and sucking in the energy. They give so many subliminals and y'all can't decode it, but I got what they was talking about. But our energy, you know, it's trapped on so many different levels, but you can break that once you get in tune. And, you know, you got to look at this stuff as entertainment. You can't give your energy into that. You know, you get inside your feelings when it comes to athletes, games, and all of that stuff. You know, just to put that out there. But, you know, and then I want to put this out there. You know, when they said the Virgin Mary got pregnant, see, a long time ago, the, you know, physical, feminine body can create, you know, the starseed without, you know, man, before, you know, man came along. And I did a video on that. Y'all could go check out her story. You know, I'm not going to break that all down, but I do want to say this. You know, the Virgin Mary, and y'all need to feel my signals on this one. The Virgin Mary, you know how they said that she got pregnant and all of that stuff by, I guess, this illusion god. See, they give each other subliminal messages. They use another DNA to get, the physical body pregnant. And that's going to go over some heads. See, they use the DNA to match with certain things to bring life. That's the reason why you got hybrids, clones, and all the different types of stuff. That's the reason why they feeding the poison and stuff like that, so the DNA can match. They study the physical body and stuff like that. And basically, it goes on, and y'all carry on the work. And this is really going to mess y'all up on so many different levels. And they put it in your face. You know how some women sleep with a certain individual, they sleep with, their lover, and then they get pregnant, and then their lover find out that that's not their child. See, when you go into the hospitals and stuff, they slip certain things when y'all get a checkup. And they can do that on so many different levels. And I'll do a video on that, but I want y'all to know this. They basically, impregnate y'all with their stuff so y'all can carry on. And then, like, when the so-called man find out, that's not his child, and the woman the whole time, like, I slept with him, I didn't sleep with nobody else, and y'all think she's a hoe or she's lying and she's sleeping with someone else, and she's really not sleeping with no one else. They injecting, their seed, and that's the reason why they got y'all eating certain things and stuff like that. They injecting the poison inside and to raise them and match with y'all's DNA so they can use, the mother's, energy and their, thing to bring life, because their race is dying out. You get what I'm saying? So, like, for example, Maury's show. Y'all think that, they was giving codes, through these shows. See, back then it was the books and all of that stuff. But they was giving codes, like for example, the Maury show. How they try to make the woman look trifling and play Battle of the Sexes and promote the Transformer trannies mess, on that show programming, just like these entertainers and athletes. But anywho, when it comes to that, how when they on stage, the woman and the man wear these funny haircuts saying I'm not the father, or shirts, or be breakdancing and farting and sneezing on the stage and all loud and, putting on a show. Saying I'm not the father and all of that crazy stuff. And then, the mother, like, he's the only one that I've been with. And then, whenever, Maury read the test or whatever, he say, oh, well, such and such, he's not the father. And then the woman go off stage screaming and hollering, saying he's the only one that I mess with. And Maury say, oh, we'll find out who the father is and stuff like that. She got pregnant, injected by the negative forces DNA. But you see, y'all quick to judge the woman, thinking she's a slut. Now, don't get me wrong, you have certain women do their thing out there, okay? They do their thing and mess with other beings. That's the reason why I did a video saying you got to be careful who you mess with, because you could be messing with a hybrid. You could be messing with a clone. You could be messing with something totally different, you know, and then you taking on that negative energy and that takes over. But you know, when y'all get your checkup and go to clinics and stuff, you got to be careful, you know. You got to really be careful because they could be on some slick stuff and you get injected and that causes confusion with you and your lover. You get what I'm saying? That causes confusion because he thinking you out there doing something trifling and you really not. So y'all need to like really be aware of that because that's been going on for decades. Cause confusions and you know, messed up certain things. You know, there are certain ones got that special chemical in DNA, and they know that, you know, like I said, if they got your blood and, you know, they know certain things. These negative forces. But, you know, like I said, she got pregnant and, like, y'all quick to judge instead of, like, you know, understanding. And some of y'all don't know that. Because a lot of y'all quick to judge and bash someone. You know, and that's messed up on so many different levels. You know, but like when it comes to, and I talked about this before, like, for example, like the Maury or any shows that you watch, you know, that's where they do their rituals. It's like a Masonic building connected with the negative shadows. You know, the audience, you know, you probably got clones or, you know, reptilians or some of y'all, just a couple of y'all earthlings, you know, or certain individuals that's pledged like fraternities or certain individuals out there. They're not completely all earthlings, and your earthlings got to be careful and to go into these shows and concerts and stuff like that. If you can't break the spell, you know, you got to be careful. You know, you shouldn't be at certain things anyway, but I can't tell y'all what to do. But, you know, the audience, you know, that's fake as well. You know, just to put that out there. But, you know, you just got to be aware. Because, you know, they're doing, everything is coming out. And I said this. That's the reason why you're going to see some of the celebrity deaths are fake, of course. And stage events and stuff like that. Like the Cosby and all of that. Meat Mills and all that crazy mess. And, you know, it's just a repeat. Because that ship is going to come crashing down. It's going to come crashing down. And like I said, some of y'all are going to be stuck in lower rooms. What? Did somebody say something?